Yo, what it is, YouTube? It's your boy DC coming back with another bullseye of a video here today on the channel. I want to show you guys a couple of secrets that I get to getting pro auto-tune sound, okay? So a lot of the times people want that pro auto-tune sound, but they have to understand it's more than just one thing, you know? It's a combination of things that help you get that sound. So if y'all do like the channel, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Go ahead and check the links down below. Go ahead and grab a vocal preset, a plugin preset, a mastering preset, a book of mix, do whatever you want, but we're gonna get to this right now. So I'm gonna play the track so you guys can hear it.
Yeah, motion, motion, girl fall in love with emotion. Motion, motion, girl say she want more of the potion. Motion, motion, girl fall in love with emotion. Motion, motion, girl can't get enough of the potion. Me move or me move, and me know watch what people a do. Me no wind up on the news, baby me have too much to lose. So baby tell me if this life is.
All right, so specifically with this track, it already came with the auto-tune. So I wanted to show you guys where you're in a situation where it already came pre-auto-tuned, but you got to make it work inside of the context of the music. All right, so the most important thing, first of all, is the basic fundamentals of auto-tune. You have these three knobs, which are kind of like the basic fundamentals. Well, first of all, your key, you know, you just look up whatever the key is. That's self-explanatory, but you have the three fundamentals, which is the retune speed, the humanize, and the flex tune. Okay, so the very first thing about the retune speed is it's kind of almost like how grabby do you want the auto tune to be? You feel me? How like active and how attentive do you want the auto tune to be? So a lot of times when you want that kind of like it's more of a texture thing that people want is that auto tune that's buckling and crumply. You usually go with a higher retune speed, a lower humanize, and maybe like a little bit of flex tune. Okay, so that's what the retune speed is. How the reaction time of the auto tune is, you know. And then after that, you have the two buttons, which is humanize and flex tune. So these two plugins, these two buttons is kind of like the texture, okay? So pretty much you find yourself in a situation when you want the crumply auto tune sound, you want to use a lower humanize and maybe a touch of flex tune, no more than about 0 to 3. This is just what I do, all right? And then you have the last button, which is the tracking button, okay? So with the tracking button, it makes it how choosy the auto tune is. So sometimes you can have aggressive settings like this, but then you put your tracking low, and that will allow you to have like a completely different sound because the auto tune will still be aggressive. It just will, you know, skip over some stuff here and there. So you can create different textures with it, all right? So most important thing that I like to use to get a smooth auto tune sound is Spiff.
Yeah, motion, motion, girl fall in love with emotion. Motion, motion, girl say she want more of the potion. Motion, motion, girl fall in love with emotion. Motion, motion, girl can't get enough of the potion. Me move or me move, and me know watch what people a do.
Because auto-tune is like retuning the vocal, you know, it's moving melodies. Sometimes there could be some modulation, some clicks and pops. So
yeah, motion, motion, with emotion, motion, motion, motion.
outside of the actual lick smacking, you also hear you kind of hear like this about to throw up, like if somebody's about to vomit type of sound.
Motion, motion, with emotion, motion, motion.
What? That sound, that's like the sound of the actual auto-tune, like bending the vocal. So to get the auto-tune to sound smoother, that's what I do. I go in there with the Spiff, remove mouth clicks, and yeah, I just try to like hover over some shit. I might start off with it like this, but then I always try to like make sure I don't tap it more than a dB or two to take out that like those throw up, those puking frequencies. I want to take those out. So that will help make the auto-tune a lot smoother when you do something like that.
Yeah, motion.
Now, another technique that I like to do to make my auto-tune smooth is I like to use C6 specifically, and I like to use the free floating band and like to go up in that high end and hear like where's that unnecessarily tuned sound at.
Yeah, motion, 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 with emotion, motion, motion,
So a lot of times that type of stuff can make your auto-tune sound a little bit more harsh, right? Because auto-tune is working on the whole entire note that it's trying to put back into the scale, you know?
Yeah, motion, motion. Girl fall in love with emotion. Motion, girl say she want more of the potion. Motion. Girl fall in love with emotion. Motion. Girl can't get enough of the potion. Me move or me move, and me no watch what people a do. Me no wind up on the news. Baby, me have too much to lose. So baby, tell me if this life is for you. She look for me and I give me.
So giving a little bit of control in the high end, especially with people who have higher voices, their voice is always like, it creates like a little bit of a disturbance in the high end. So that's where it will work a lot better too. And then I like to use something like Spectre. After that, I've been over here taking away this and I've been taking away that. I usually use something like Spectre, possibly on the clean or the warm mode, to add back some of that high end that I lost. And that's how I get my auto tune to be smooth, because I'm going in there and taking out all the nasty stuff like the overly tuned high end for people who have a higher voice. Also, as well as the mouth clicks, and I rebuild that back up with a little bit of thick density.
Yeah, motion. Girl fall in love with emotion. Motion. Girl say she want more of the potion. Motion. Girl fall in love with emotion. Motion. Girl can't get enough of the potion. Me move or me move, and me no watch what people a do. Me no wind up on the news. Baby, me have too much to lose. So baby, tell me if this life is for you. She look for me and I give me attitude. Me have one friend, me not have two.
So I really enjoy what that specifically does in the upper end, in terms of not only just giving the presence.
Yeah, motion. Girl fall in love with emotion. Motion. Girl say she want more of the potion.
Also giving a little bit of a clean presence right here. So let's look at the Soothe. This is another great way to get the smooth auto-tune, because then we go over here and it starts to take out those redundancies, those bad tuned out frequencies.
Yeah, motion. Girl fall in love with emotion. Motion. Girl say she want more of the potion. Motion. Girl fall in love with emotion. Motion. Girl can't get enough of the potion. Me move or me move, and me no watch what people a do. Me no wind up on the news. Baby, me have too much to lose. So baby, tell me if this life is for you. She look for me and I give me attitude. Me have one friend, me not have. Try kill you, what people will do. Motion. Girl fall in love with emotion. Motion. Girl say she want more.
That's the most important thing about auto-tune. It usually creates like disturbances in the mid-range, and that's when you had your voice like this. Because it's like all those like disturbances. It was working mostly on mid-range type of energy. Okay, so that's what we always have to be knowing too. Another great way that I love to get my auto-tune to sound really fire is I will actually go on a doubler, and I'll put like auto-tune. I didn't do it on this song, but like I'll go to like whatever the doubler was for the track, like a little micro shift, and I put an auto-tune after it to give the sense of more auto-tune. Then I parallel blend that bitch back in. You feel me? It's a type of situation like that where you can really add more auto-tune to something without making it sound like auto-tune as well. Okay. All right. So let's see what else that we got here. Oftentimes too, when it comes to using the auto-tune, I like to make sure that maybe the background vocals would have a little bit more auto-tune than the lead vocals. That way, it was already done here for me. Thank God the person is a great, recording artist, so he knows what he's doing. But usually, like the lead vocal wouldn't have as much auto-tune as the backgrounds,
Motion. Girl fall in love with emotion. Motion. Girl can't get enough of the potion. Girl tell me say she love how me move. She no want follow nobody rules. She just want to do anything.
So by compare and contrast, now your lead vocal sounds smoother because now you're showing them what something that overly auto-tuned sounds like,
Anything where she choose, and she just want make her own money for use. Girl, you not go believe the lifestyle when me live no easy. Me have to watch how me move in the streets, but she no care as long as she have money. Yeah. Motion, motion, girl fall in love with the motion. Motion, motion, girl say she want more of the potion. Motion, motion, girl fall in love with the motion. Motion, motion, girl can't get enough of the potion. Me move.
So you hear that? Like, we're giving it its own space, and it's auto-tuning the track very aggressively. And because it's like off to the side, it's like, damn, like you have like, you know, two things to compare to: a hairball, you know, a cat with a lot of hair, a cat that's like a sphinx cat or whatever they call it, that don't have no hair on it.
Anything where she choose, and she just want make her own money for use. Girl, you not go believe the lifestyle when me live no easy. Me have to watch how me.
This song as well also used the little notch.
Anything where she choose, money for use. The lifestyle when me live no easy. Long as she have.
So taking out that nasty part of the auto-tune, that really won't make a difference in the end. So I just want to say thanks a lot for being a great part of my YouTube family. I just try to show a bunch of different ways I was able to get the auto-tune to be smooth here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. You want to support the channel, we'll check the links. And in the comments, let me know what you think. What are some methods that you like to use to get smooth auto-tune? See you guys next time. Peace.